When you walk down any street, wave hello to everything you meet. Can you wave back? Let's wave up to the sun. Wave up high to the sun that shines. Can you say that? Wave up high to the sun that shines. Wave down low to the shadows that grow, Oh, so slowly. High, low, 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 high, low. Hello! Hey, thank you for saying hello to me. My name is Jackson Gillman, and I'm doing a show here today that is sponsored by the New Bedford Whaling National Historic Park. And I want to thank W. Wareham Community Television Station for airing this so you can see it. Normally, we do this once a week live on Zoom. But once in a while, we have one shot so that you can see it whenever you want to. But if you want to see it live, you can check the email at the end of this, and you can send me an email, and I'll put you on the list so you can see it live. But the theme today is Groundhog's Day and hibernation, because that's what happens in early February. And I talked about the long shadow growing. I want to make sure everybody understands how shadows work. So if their sun was going down, as it went down, my shadow would get longer and longer and longer, right? And can you really get rid of your shadow? I don't think so. Let's show the shadow here. When I walk, my shadow walks. And when I run, my shadow runs. And when I stand still, as you can see, my shadow stands beside me. When I hop, my shadow hops. And when I jump, my shadow jumps. And when I sit still, as you can see, my shadow sits beside me. Do that with me again. Okay? When I walk, my shadow walks. And when I run, my shadow runs. And when I stand still, as you can see, my shadow stands beside me. When I hop, my shadow hops. And when I jump, my shadow jumps. And when I sit still, as you can see, my shadow sits beside me. Well, you know what a shadow is, but I'm going to read you a little story about a little bear, and it's written by a guy I know, Frank Ash, and we'll see if little bear understands shadows. And first, I'm going to show you an important part of this book, because here you can see the sun casting the shadow on that tree that way. But when the sun is directly overhead, like it is at noontime, you really can't see a shadow because the light is directly overhead and there's little or no shadow. And when it gets lower, then the shadow grows longer. And then when it goes down, it's nighttime. You understand that. Let's see if Bear gets this idea. Well, one day, Bear went down to the pond with his fishing pole and a big can of worms. And while he was putting a worm on his hook, he looked down and he saw a big fish in the water there. Oh, he's going to catch that fish. I'm going to catch that fish, thought Bear to himself. So he's sitting on his log. He sees the fish he wants to catch. And let's see what happens next. But when Bear stood up to throw his line in the water, his shadow scared that big fish away. Go away, Shadow, said Bear. But Bear's shadow would not go away. Okay, said Bear. If you won't go on your own, then I'll just have to get rid of you. And he put down his fishing pole and he began to run. He ran around the pond. When he got to the other side, he kept on running. Who's running with him? Well, somebody's following him. He ran through a field of flowers. He jumped over the brook. Look, his feet are in midair, but Shadow's still there too. And then he hid behind a tree. Ooh. The tree is casting a shadow, and he's in the shadow of the tree, so he can't see. There's no shadow of himself. Yay! He thought for sure. No, Bear was wrong. When he stepped out from behind the tree, the first thing he saw was shadow. Nearby was a cliff. Bear walked over the cliff and he looked up. I'll climb so high that Shadow won't be able to follow me. Good idea, huh? So Bear climbed higher. You can try climbing with me. Climb, climb, climb higher and higher until at last he pulled himself up to the top. Huffing and puffing, he smiled with pride, and then he looked down and he saw Shadow. Now Bear was very annoyed, so he went home. He got a hammer and some nails to nail his shadow to the ground. Can you pretend you got a hammer and some nails? And he hammered. You can hammer with me. No matter how many nails he hammered, there was a shadow, but he couldn't nail his shadow down. If I can't nail him down, thought Bear, maybe I can bury him. So he got his shovel and he dug a hole. Can you pretend you got a shovel and dig a hole? Dig, dig, dig. Keep digging, digger, digger, digger. Deeper. And when the hole was deep and wide, he let his shadow fall into the hole. There's his shadows in the hole. Okay. Then Bear filled the hole with dirt. And when he finished, it was almost noon. The sun was high in the sky, and Shadow was nowhere to be seen. At last, thought Bear, no more Shadow. Smarter than your average bear, don't you think? But now Bear was very tired. He sure was. Think of all the things he did. He was fishing, and then he tried to run away. He jumped over the brook. Oh, and then he climbed up a mountain, and then he hammered, and then he dug a hole. Got a reason to be tired. So he went inside, and he took a little nap. And while he slept, time passed, and the sun once again cast shadows everywhere. So here's the sun right overhead and no shadow. And as it gets lower, there's a little bit of a shadow. As it gets lower, it gets longer, just like we showed at the beginning of the show. And now it's getting longer and longer. His shadow cast everywhere. And when Bear got up and opened his door, he saw his shadow on the floor. "Not you again," exclaimed Bear. And he slammed the door, hoping to lock Shadow inside. The shadow locked inside? Where's the shadow? Shadow was too quick. Sighed Bear. How about this? If you let me catch a fish, I'll let you catch a fish. Nod your head like this if it's a deal. The shadow nodded too. Okay, we got a deal. So Bear went back to the pond, and once again he threw his line in the water, but this time the sun was in a different part of the sky. Not scaring the fish away. So it made it easy for Shadow to keep his part of that deal. And when Bear caught that big fish, Shadow caught one too. All right, figured that one out, I hope. Well, let's see. Can you draw the sun with your hand? There's the sun shining. And they say that when a bear hibernates, a groundhog, or anything that hibernates, they sleep for a long time. But groundhogs sometimes wake up in the middle of the winter, right in between what's called the winter solstice and the vernal equinox. Smack dab in the middle is called Candlemas or Imbolc Day or St. Bridget's Day, and we call it Groundhog Day because often that's when groundhogs wake up from their sleep and take a little walkabout. And they say if it sees its shadow, that means we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter. I don't know how true that is, but let's see how that works. The sun's there, and there's a famous groundhog in a town called Punxsutawney, and they even gave him a name, Phil, and Punxsutawney on a hill. So you can say this with me. Here's our sun, and here's our hill, and here's Phil. I'm going to have you hide your thumb and pop it up like this. With a song by Margaret Houghton, you can say it with me. In Punxsutawney on a hill, there lived a groundhog whose name was Phil. And by his shadow, you will know how long winter will go. Try that with me again. In Punxsutawney on a hill, there lived a groundhog whose name was Phil. And by his shadow, you will know how long winter will go. Well, he's supposed to be sleeping all winter long, and that when you sleep really long, that's called hibernation. Can you think of some animals that hibernate? Bear, yeah. Bats, squirrels to a degree, but sometimes they get hungry in the middle and they wake up. But groundhogs are one of those animals that hibernate every year. So here's a song by my friend Jay Mankita, and it starts out as a dream. I dreamed I was a great big bear, covered up with grizzly hair. I was king of the woods, I was feeling fine, I was scarier than Frankenstein. I was 4 feet wide and 8 feet tall, looking for food and eating all, playing in the snow and having a ball, when suddenly I heard this call. Hibernating. I'll be waiting till the spring. Everybody's gotta slow down sometime. Feels like a long, long time to me. Want to try singing that with me? Yeah. Hibernating. I'll be waiting till the spring. Everybody's gotta slow down sometime. Feels like a long, long time to me. Then I was a bat flapping around, finding my way by echo and sound. I was eating bugs and moths and things. I was proud to be a mammal with wings. Ooh, the air was chilly. There were less bugs to eat. I was feeling the cold and missing the heat. One night I was flapping around a snow-covered grave, and the next night I was sleeping in a nice warm cave. And do you know how bats sleep? Upside down? Hibernating. I'll be waiting till the spring. Everybody's gotta slow down sometime. Feels like a long, long time to me. Oh, some call me Punxsutawney Phil, and all summer and fall I eat my fill, but when winter comes I go to sleep. But on Groundhog's Day, when the snow is deep, I wake up to have some fun and see if I can find my special one. And if I poke up and see the sun, I go back to sleep till winter's done. Hibernating. I'll be waiting till the spring. Everybody's gotta slow down sometime. Feels like a long, long time to me. Yeah, hibernating is the way to go. Dig a hole in the snow when the temperature's low. It's the thing to do if you want to sleep late. Yeah, hibernating is really great. I dreamed I was in a swirl then. Maybe I was a squirrel then. I was gathering nuts and stuffing in my cheeks. And this went on for several weeks. I was taking the smells and the sounds and the sights, chitter and chatter all night, climbing up trees at the speed of light when suddenly, on a cold, cold night, take my warm, fuzzy tail and wrap it around my nose to keep it warm. Hibernating. I'll be waiting till the spring. Everybody's gotta slow down sometime. Feels like a long, long time to me. When I woke up, I was in my bed. All those things were in my head. It was time for school. I was going to be late. Ooh, I wish that I could hibernate. And I remember my homework wasn't done. There was no place to hide, no place to run. When I got to school, my teacher stood there waiting. They said, Mrs. Parker, I was hibernating. About that homework, I forgot. But I dreamed about hibernating. I learned a lot. I got an A in the class for singing the song, and the kids and the teacher, and everybody was singing along. Try it with me. Hibernating. I'll be waiting till the spring. Everybody's gotta slow down sometime. Feels like a long, long time to me. Hey, thanks for hibernating and singing with me. Oh, let's be that groundhog again and sleep in the ground. I wonder if they snore. Let's see. Sleeping, sleeping in the ground all winter long. The little groundhog sleeps so sound. Goes the groundhog, you try with me. Goes the groundhog, sleeping, sleeping in the ground all winter long. The groundhog stretches and wakes, and pop goes the groundhog. Try that. Stretches and wakes, and pop goes the groundhog. He rubs his eyes and looks around. What does he see? Oh, if he sees the sun so bright, down goes the groundhog, sleeping, sleeping in the ground all winter long. The little groundhog sleeps so sound. Goes the groundhog. Why don't you do it one more time? Sleeping, sleeping in the ground all winter long. The little groundhog sleeps so sound. Goes the groundhog, sleeping, sleeping in the ground all winter long. The little groundhog stretches and wakes, and pop goes the groundhog. Rubs his eyes and looks around. What does he see if he sees the sun so bright? Down goes the groundhog, sleeping, sleeping in the ground all winter long. The little groundhog sleeps so sound. Goes the groundhog. Hey, thanks for snoring with me. When we get to do this program in person at the Visitor Center, we often add a craft element to it. And so one time we made a little groundhogs with paper bags. Can you see my little paper bag groundhog? And groundhogs have different names. Sometimes they're called woodchucks, sometimes they're called marmots, and sometimes they're called whistle pigs. Why would they call a groundhog a whistle pig? Because when it's sending an alarm call, it sends out this really loud whistle, which alerts the little ones to take cover. And so let's see if he can do that. Hey, my little whistle pig is whistling. And the other craft we made one time, this is really cute. You can make it out of a paper plate and color the ground green and make the sky blue, and there's the sun. And the cloud's not blocking the sun yet, so let's see what happens. I'm a little groundhog, furry and brown. I pop up to look around. If I see my shadow, down I go. There's more winter, this I know. Hey, you can make this yourself. My information is going to be in the credits of this thing, and you can email me, and I could show you how to do this, and you can make one of these and do it with me. One more time. I'm a little groundhog, furry and brown. I pop up to look around. If I see my shadow, down I go. There's more winter, this I know. All right, let's do the Groundhog Jive. You gotta be able to count to 4. You know how to count to 4. And then we're gonna double time that, and maybe we'll get up to 8 and count up to 10 groundhogs. All right. Groundhog 1 said to Groundhog 2, let's all do the Groundhog chew. Chew, 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 chew. Chew, 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 chew. Groundhog 2 said to Groundhog 3, let's all climb the groundhog tree. Climb, 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 climb. Hey, do you think groundhogs really can climb trees? Well, look at this picture. I guess they can. Yeah. But where do they really like to be? Groundhog 3 said to Groundhog 4, I prefer the Groundhog 4. Let's climb down this time. Climb, 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 climb. Groundhog 4 said to Groundhog 5, let's all do the Groundhog Jive. Jive, 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 jive. Groundhog 5 said to Groundhog 6, let's all pick up some groundhog sticks. Pick, 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 pick. Groundhog. Every time we do these counting songs, they always rhyme 7 with heaven. I wonder if groundhogs have the same kind of idea of heaven as we do. When you think about where they call home, it's that there's a big blue sky up there, but I think if they were going to pray, they'd not only pray that way, they'd pray to the rich brown earth, Mother Earth. So Groundhog 6 said to Groundhog 7, let's all pray to Groundhog Heaven. Groundhog 7 said to Groundhog 8, let's all do the groundhog skate. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Groundhog 8 said to Groundhog 9, let's all do the groundhog shine. Shine, 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 shine. Groundhog 9 said to Groundhog 10, want to do this song again? You do? Well, let's go backwards this time, okay? Groundhog 10 said to Groundhog 9, let's all do the groundhog shine. Shine, 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 shine. Groundhog 9 said to Groundhog 8, let's all do the groundhog skate. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Groundhog 8 said to Groundhog 7, let's all pray to Groundhog Evan. Groundhog 7 said to Groundhog 6, let's pick up groundhog sticks. Pick, 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 Groundhog 6 said to Groundhog 5, let's all do the groundhog jive. Jive, 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 jive. Groundhog 5 said to Groundhog 4, Let's climb down to the groundhog floor. Climb, 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 climb. Groundhog 4 said to Groundhog 3, let's climb back up, climb the groundhog tree. Climb, 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 climb. Groundhog 3 said to Groundhog 2, let's all do the groundhog chew, chew, chew. Chew, 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 chew. Groundhog 2 said to Groundhog 1, I think this groundhog song is done. Oh, thanks for singing and playing along with me that song by my friend Carol Stevens. All right. Hey, I got another book I want to share with you. Go to Sleep Groundhog. It's by Judy Cox. And I want to thank her for giving me permission to share this with you. I love this book. And groundhogs all during the summer, you know what they like to do? The ones near my garden, they like to stake stuff out of the garden. There's how it starts. They're getting nice and big and heavy with a big layer of fat so they can sleep through the winter. And now it's about time for them to go to bed. They're going to hibernate. Usually starts in about mid-October. Groundhog went to bed on Columbus Day. And just like he always did, he does what you do. He brushed his teeth. And he has a little friend there who's brushing his teeth too. And he does what you do. He put on his jammies. And he set his clock for February 2nd. Groundhog Day. Then he curled up in his warm, cozy bed. Sometimes you have trouble falling asleep? Well, let's see what happened. He closed his eyes, he tossed and turned, but he couldn't get to sleep. Finally, he got out of bed. He peered at his clock. It was late October. The moon was full. Who's up in the tree? Who's up there? Yeah. Well, he's poked his nose out, and his friend came out with him. I guess I'll just go for a little walk, he said. Maybe that will make me sleepy. Good thing to try and do to get to sleep. But Groundhog went outside. He saw things he'd never seen before. Raggedy scarecrows and grinning jack-o'-lanterns. Children dressed as pirates and cowboys and princesses? Oh, that was the end of October. Halloween witch flew down. What are you doing up? It's almost winter. You should be in bed. Well, this was a nice witch. And you know what she did? She flew down and gave Groundhog a ride home. Where? On her broomstick. She tucked him in, and she read him a ghost story, and she gave him a glass of apple cider. Nice witch. All right. Well, now I can get back to sleep, right? We hope so. Groundhog curled up in his warm, cozy bed. He closed his eyes. He tossed and turned, but he couldn't get to sleep. Finally, he got out of bed. He peered at his clock. Another month went by. It was late November. He poked his nose out of his burrow. The leaves were red and yellow. I'll just go for a little walk. Maybe that will make me sleepy. His friends there going for a walk with him. Groundhog went outside and he saw things he'd never seen before. Tall yellow corn shocks and round orange pumpkins and turkeys gobbling in the barnyard. Well, it is late November.
What are you doing up? It's almost winter. You should be in bed. And I should be making myself scarce.
So, nice turkey there. Giving him a ride home on his back. Turkey took Groundhog home. He tucked him in. He read him a story. About what? oh, looks like it's about Thanksgiving and pilgrims. And he gave him a slice of what? What kind of pie is that? Looks like pumpkin pie. One of the crafts we made during our times together, we made some pumpkin pie. I think I'll have a bit. Delicious. Oh, well, Groundhog curled up in his warm, cozy bed after his snack of pumpkin pie. He closed his eyes, and he tossed and he turned, but he couldn't get to sleep. Finally, he got out of bed. He peered at his clock. Another month had gone by. It was late December. Groundhog poked his nose out of his burrow. Stars twinkled up ahead. Overhead, oh, I'll just go for a little walk, he said. Maybe that will make me sleepy. Same friend out there in the tree. Groundhog went outside and he saw things he'd never seen before. Colored lights. Wow, glowing on some houses. Candles shining in the windows. Oh, and look, holly wreaths hanging from the doors. And he heard some sleigh bells chiming in the air. What the? Santa flew down in his sleigh. What are you doing up? It's winter. You should be in bed. Well, Santa took Groundhog home in his sleigh. What a great ride. Oh, he read him a Christmas story. He gave him a glass of milk and a cookie. Maybe a cookie like this one. Oh. Wow. Now, Groundhog curled up in his warm, cozy bed, closed his eyes. He didn't toss and turn, and soon he fell asleep. Oh, deep sleep. What's going on? The alarm clock went off. What time is it? Really closely. He peered at his clock. It was February 2nd. Groundhog yawned and stretched. He said with me, he tumbled out of his burrow. Snow glittered on the ground. The sun was out. The sky was blue. He's going out. His friend's going out to take a look too. And what do you think he's going to see? Groundhog saw his shadow. What am I doing up? There are 6 more weeks of winter coming. I should be in bed. You know what he saw. He hurried back inside. He ate a bedtime snack. He read himself a bedtime story. And then he tucked himself into his warm, cozy bed. He pulled up the covers, closed his eyes, and went to sleep. Looks like someone's not sleeping there. It's making off a little acorn. Well, thank you, Judy Cox, for writing this beautiful story and letting us share it with you today. Well, let's see. Groundhogs, they do wake up in the middle of the winter there. And the reason why, not just to see their shadow, is because they get lonely in their burrow, and sometimes they like a little company in the middle of the winter. And so sometimes the male groundhog sees if he can follow his nose to maybe somebody who he could snuggle up with for a little while. And that's really why he gets up in the middle of winter. And he might join that other groundhog in the burrow. And we can sing a song about that with the help of Kathy Lowe. I'm going to have one little groundhog underground, poking his head up, looking all around. One more groundhog, he came round. 2 little groundhogs underground. Ooh, they do a dance down there together, and you can do it with me. Here's how the dance goes. Hoo-cha, hoo-cha, hoo-cha-cha. Try that with me. Hoo-cha, hoo-cha, hoo-cha-cha. How many groundhogs are under the ground now. Show me. 2 little groundhogs underground, poking their heads up, looking all around. 2 more groundhogs, they came round. 4 little groundhogs underground. Hoo-cha, hoo-cha, hoo-cha-cha. Hoo-cha, hoo-cha, hoo-cha-cha. 4 little groundhogs underground, poking their heads up, looking all around. 4 more groundhogs, they came round. 8 little groundhogs underground. Hoo-cha, hoo-cha, hoo-cha-cha. Hoo-cha, hoo-cha, hoo-cha-cha. 8 little groundhogs underground, poking their heads up, looking all around. 4 little groundhogs went to town. 4 little groundhogs underground. Hoo-cha, hoo-cha, hoo-cha-cha. Hoo-cha, hoo-cha, hoo-cha-cha. 4 little groundhogs underground, poking their heads up, looking all around. 2 little groundhogs went to town. 2 little groundhogs underground. Hoo-cha, hoo-cha, hoo-cha-cha. Hoo-cha, hoo-cha, hoo-cha-cha. 2 little groundhogs underground, poking their heads up, looking all around. 1 little groundhog went to town. 1 little groundhog underground. Nobody to dance with, but you think that should stop him? No, you can dance with me. Hoo-cha, hoo-cha, hoo-cha-cha. Hoo-cha, hoo-cha, hoo-cha-cha. Again. Hoo-cha, hoo-cha, hoo-cha-cha. Hoo-cha, hoo-cha, hoo-cha-cha. Oh, thanks for hoo-chaing with me there. This song by Kathy Lowe. Well, I hope you've had a good time singing and playing with me. I want to thank New Bedford Whaling National Historic Park again, and Wareham Community Television, and John behind the camera. And there's a little something to think about. It's interesting. Sometimes some people believe, accept the weather prediction from a rodent. And while some people, they deny scientific evidence from the climate change scientists. They listen to the rodent, they don't listen to the scientists? Well, anyhow, I'm going to wave bye to you. Wave high. Say that with me. Wave high. Wave low. Wave low. 'Cause it's time. 'Cause it's time for us to go. For us to go. Wave your fingers. Wave your fingers. Wave your toes. Wave your toes. Wave your bottom. Wave your bottom. Wave your nose. Wave your nose. Wave big. Wave big. Small like this. With your lips, blow a kiss, catch it. Do it with me again this time. A song by Bob Reed. Wave high, wave low, 'cause it's time for us to go. Wave your fingers, wave your toes, wave your bottom, wave your nose. Wave big, small like this, and with your lips, blow a kiss. Catch it this time, stick it right there. And if you check out the credits on the end of the show, maybe you can join us again for another time, all right? I'd love to tell you when we meet and what the theme is going to be for next time. Thanks for joining us. Bye.